Ladies and gentlemen, the American jury in Bulldog Nation, it's been a while since I've done an interview, but this gentleman contacted me. His name is Steve Larson. He is running for Kenton County Jail, and he asked me if he could come on the Bulldog show and do an interview, and I said, absolutely yes. So, Steve Larson, welcome to the Bulldog show.
Thank you.
First, always might as well get right to it. Tell the ladies and gentlemen of the American jury in Bulldog Nation who you are, your background, and a little bit about yourself.
I was born at Lexington, Kentucky. My parents were at Asbury College. My dad was a preacher, my mom a school teacher.
Everybody I know who's the child of a school teacher is smart. Anyway, go ahead.
Correct.
Go ahead.
I'm the middle child.
So am I.
The PK, the preacher kid. We won't say what that means.
Okay.
That means I'm smart.
Okay.
And patient.
Okay.
He pastored in Northern Kentucky, Florence Community Church of the Nazarene on Richardson Road by the old 84 Lumber area. So we went to school in Northern Kentucky, graduated Boone County High School back in 1985.
Okay. I'm a little older than you. Go ahead.
Just a couple. After that, I went to the Air Force, did 4 years active duty. I traveled through Texas and over in Turkey for a year. Came back, spent a year at NKU Police, and that was my stepping stone, excuse me, to the Boone County Police. I started in Gray, one of the original county Mounties. 2001, we merged.
Do you know
with the
Corky
sheriff.
Carl Parker?
Yes.
My brother-in-law. Go ahead.
Yes, yes. 2001, we merged the county and the sheriff. At that time, that was the greatest thing for us in Boone County, for the citizens. And that's one of the reasons why
I still
I'm here
think
today.
it's weird Kenton County hasn't done that, but go ahead.
You wear a uniform, you protect and serve, you want what's best. That was best.
Okay.
We were happy.
Okay.
I continued my career. I did a lot of defensive tactics, teaching, certified in teaching many things. Did a lot of the Citizens Academy for Sheriff Helmig. That was exciting. I like to teach, I like to talk and present and just make people aware, bring them on board of what we're doing. There's a lot of behind the scenes in the law enforcement community as a whole.
Okay.
Whether police or corrections, the federal agencies, there's a lot that people don't know.
So do you still work for the Boone County Police?
I retired in 2008, got in private security, was security manager for 4 years for a company. And we moved down to Georgia after that. My daughter went to nursing school in Chattanooga.
Okay.
She starts pharmacy school in the fall.
Okay.
With her, we have 3 grandchildren, got a brand new one 2 weeks ago.
Congratulations.
We have a boy, thank you, a boy and two girls, grandchildren. We have 3 children ourselves. My wife, Shawn, and I have been married 27 years.
Good for you.
Best friend.
Anybody who's married knows that marriage is difficult, so you made it 27 years.
Yes.
You're a soldier. You're a oak. So are you still in security?
Not at the moment.
Okay.
But what I do now, well, when I was down in Georgia, I worked at a max security prison, Hayes State Prison.
Wow.
For 4 years.
Bet you got some stories there.
Enough that I've wrote 2 books.
Really?
Officer Perception, Surviving Danger, and the second book is Why People Kill, Looking Deeper for Answers. They're both on Amazon, and I have a writing partner, Timothy Amdahl. He's also retired and an English major. He's very organized on paper.
I'd like to read that book, Why People Kill. That's interesting. I watch a lot of Dateline.
Yes, yes. This book is more of the black box theory and what happened in the moments just prior to committing murder. Mm-hmm. And we intentionally exclude how people were raised, trauma as a children, you know, the mental health side of it, or drugs and alcohol abuse. It's the actual conscious decision that we're targeting in this book.
So you got a background in law enforcement and corrections. Where do you live?
Independence.
Good for you.
Just
Close
right down
to the
the road.
studio, right down the road.
Yes.
Why are you running for Kenton County Jail, Steve?
To make a difference, to make change.
What do you see as a candidate? You're running as a Republican, correct?
Correct.
Against the incumbent. What do you see needs to change in the Kenton County Corrections field?
90% of everything. And the incumbent is the interim. Mr. Terry Call retired. My opponent was asked, and he's the interim for last year and this year, the last 2 years of that 4-year term. He comes in, he's also retired police from Erlanger area, has no experience in corrections, just came over. What needs to change?
Who appointed him, the governor or the judge executive? Do you know how he got the interim? Do you know? If you don't, it's no big deal.
I'm not positive.
I was just
I'm
curious.
guessing.
Go ahead.
I'm guessing.
So what do you think needs to change?
The number one is the staffing and the training. When he took over last January in a video with Mr. Knockelman, he said the security side, not talking about secretaries and that, security staff was at 98. In September 28th at the fiscal court meeting, he asked for a pay raise. I've got a screenshot of the document he emailed him, and he very nervously said, we're down to 52, and he asked for a pay raise. And the pay raise he asked for on paper in the email to them would be for new hires and those up to 7 years experience. Anybody 8 years and up did not get a pay raise. And I've confirmed that with the 5 people that left the week after, because it wasn't about the money, it's about what they need on the job. I confirmed that with supervisors that they did not get a pay raise either. No sergeant, no lieutenant. It was only a pay raise to target the new people. When you lose 40, go to 98 to 52, that's about 47%, close to. Not a math major.
That's remarkable.
You lose almost half of your staff, and you get a pay raise for just the people coming in and the brand new, and to keep them, that's desperation.
Mm-hmm. But it also is going to upset those that are currently there.
It's going to kill the other part. So we talk about manpower, the hiring. We talk about training, which is absent. The morale is the big part too. That's the third part of this triad.
Right.
There is no morale.
I'm assuming if you're running for jailer, you talk to plenty of people that used to work there now.
I do.
You've got sources, and you're saying that the morale at the Kenton County Jail is bad.
I have sources inside and outside. I can't say any names.
Is there a safety issue right now?
Extreme safety issue, yes. In the last 9 months, there's been 2 escape attempts while on medical runs at the hospital. One of them last summer. He's done 20 plus years at Kentucky State Prison. He's a known violent offender. He was improperly secured in handcuffs, not in a complete package of the ankle chains that connect to the wrist and the waist and all that with a bar or chain. There's different types of apparatuses you can use. What we used in prison, you basically walk like this and you didn't move. Your hands didn't move. Mm-hmm. He was able to reach up because he had just regular handcuffs like police use instead of the ones that connect. Reached up, took the officer's gun. Because of his safety risk, they actually had 2 of the tactical officers that should have been trained at a higher level, took the gun. There was a struggle, they got the gun back, nobody was hurt. But if you're doing this in a hospital, and I'm guessing because St. Elizabeth is the closest hospital, that's where they would normally go. If you're in St. Elizabeth Hospital fighting over a gun, that's worse than a bad day.
Right.
The second incident involved a female. She shoved the door at the female, ran down the hallway, and the nurses had to tackle her.
In some kind of a bullet form, what are some of the other issues, if any other issues you think, like staffing, morale? Is there anything else you'd like to add?
Yes, and I have to keep reverting back because without proper staffing, these other elements won't happen. Currently at the Kenton County Jail, if a new person is hired, they don't go to an academy. They go through a basic field training program, which some people have heard about. Police use that. Police sends you to a long academy. 16, 20-week academy is average across the country. Then they go through a field training program, which for us was minimum 14 weeks with another officer. They don't do that in the jails. In Kentucky, the jailer is responsible for training his own staff. So that falls under his responsibility and discretion. Discretion also brings in the word liability. I've been to a lot of federal training, not to jump question, but there's a lot of liability that comes with training and how you document and how you support and back yourself up. That has led to, at least in the last 3 years, 5 lawsuits of excessive force and lack of training. And that comes back to manpower. I made the promise, I posted this on my campaign page, nobody will be hired and put into that dorm until they go through an academy. I've been certified to teach a lot of things through Kentucky. I will be very active in teaching this. I'm accustomed to working 50, 60 hours a week to get the job done. I will step in. I will also make some change that the FTOs that they do have will be a part of
What's
recruitment.
FTO? The public doesn't know what an FTO is.
Field training officer.
Okay.
They're the ones that would be partnered with the new person.
Okay.
The field training officer will be present and a part of this recruitment. I have a plan. I've talked to police departments because I started a police here in 1991 at Northern Kentucky University, and then at Boone County in '92. I know a lot of people that are still in law enforcement that are police chiefs or high ranking, and I presented a partnership with them. And I haven't said anything. I'm going to reveal this today because they just can't go jump. They don't have the connections that I do, my opponent and his people. These police departments will let me recruit with them, meaning, say you're the police chief of Independence today, and you've posted and you have 10
Tony
guys.
Lucas would hate that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I'm teasing and joking.
I'm
Go
sorry,
ahead.
Chief.
No, it's fine. I'm just joking. Go ahead.
Let's say you've advertised.
I'd be a better chief than Tony would. Anyway, I'm joking. Go ahead.
You're going to hire 2 people, and you have 10 people come in to do the written test. The applications went out, they come in and do the written test. You give me a call and say, hey, Steve, I got 10 guys. We got a written test today. It's Saturday. They're coming in at 12 o'clock.
It's a great idea.
I show up. You introduce me. Hey, guys, before we start this test, this is Steve Larson. He's a jailer of Kenton County. He is here because he's interested in you. I got 10 guys and girls sitting in these chairs. I'm going to hire 2 of you, 8 of you won't get hired in this process. He wants to talk to you. When they come back, they do the physical PT test. I'll be here. You'll say, guys, you remember jailer Steve Larson? He's got over here, he's going to run with you. He's going to do push-ups and bench press with you because he cares about you and he wants you to know that it is a team at the Kenton County Jail. We are all involved. I'm not the kind of guy and leader that sits behind a desk and gets dusty and never moves.
You seem like a very serious man.
I'm very serious.
Which is okay with me for our Kenton County jailer. It's all right with me
I'm serious.
if our Kenton County jailer's a serious man. So I say that as a positive.
I'm serious, I'm intense, I'm disciplined. I've been on 2 SWAT teams, a CERT team, which is a cell extraction response team in a max security prison. I was one of 10 guys in special clothes. We did and dealt with the worst of everything.
Right.
I was assistant commander of the tactical riot squad. I traveled the state of Georgia, did mass shakedowns, been at riots.
You're certainly qualified. Let's not let this go too long because they say that the mind can only endure what the seat of the pants can. How does somebody find out more about you and helps you? Like, what is your campaign site, your Facebook page? Tell everybody how they can reach you, support you, and help you. And find out even more, Steve.
Yes. On Facebook, Stephen Larson for Kenton County Jailer. You'll find everything. I post 2 or 3 times a week. It connects. I have a YouTube channel. I'm a YouTuber. I'm monetized, where I do teach defensive tactics like I taught police and corrections, using the pressure point control technique system, which is adopted by the majority of law enforcement in America, as well as the Marine Corps and the Army. Most of the military teaches the same principle. Why do we do that? Because that's what we're taught. That's what we're taught in the academy by the attorneys. It's certified and blessed in this state, and I teach what I can justify in court, what I can testify to.
So Steve Larson for Kenton County Jail on Facebook.
Yes, on Facebook.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Steve, for coming on. Wish you the best of luck.
Thank you.
I think Kenton County Jail citizens would be well served.
We didn't ask one question.
Well, go ahead.
One question, yes. You asked me before the camera.
Yes.
Why do I want to be jailer? What made me decide this?
Yes.
May the 25th.
The most important question I forgot. Go ahead.
Okay, good thing we're both young and have a good memory.
Yes.
George Floyd incident, May 25th of 2022. I, along with all of us in this room, watched what we have spent a career and lifetime, 30 years plus, building in America as Republicans, as veterans, as officers of the courts like yourself. We watched it in 4 to 5 hours just start to dwindle, where we felt like, are we going to be hopeless when we go to bed? Should we start arming ourselves and sitting by the door in a window? And I've taught a lot of techniques. I've taught what they did. I taught what Derek Chauvin did. You go to the ground, but your knee has to move. I made a video. I talked about that. I don't know his intention, but he was definitely negligent because he should have moved his knee off of his head and neck area. We teach that. When you get down on the ground, you secure them, you reposition, get in a safe place for both of you. I'll leave that alone.
So you were inspired by George Floyd.
I was inspired by that. The events that happened the next day, the week, the couple months, I watched America unfold. I watched it fold up. I watched it burn. I watched it run. I watched police quit jobs. I watched on TV SWAT teams that just walk away. They say, we're not on SWAT anymore, and the whole team left, like Baltimore. And I thought, and I prayed, and I talked to my wife, and I talked to my partner, Chris Ratliff, and I prayed a whole lot, and everything just kept building in me. I talked to a congressman friend, I can't mention his name right now, and he said, Steve, you have a unique set of skills, of work skills, job skills,
like Liam Neeson.
skills.
A unique set of skills.
I've never been compared to him
Anyway,
before,
go ahead.
I like his movies.
Go ahead.
He said, you have all of this, you're young, you have God, you have good decision making, and you have a passion. And I said, thanks, that sounds really good. And he said, you know what I'm getting at? And I said, I don't have a clue. He said, I think you need to run for political office. Well, that made me pray even harder and talk to my wife even more until I think I drove her nuts talking about this. About 8 months later, February of last year, Mr. Terry Call retired. My opponent was appointed interim. I started seeing things and I started hearing things, and I thought, you know, this is what I really want to do. So from February up until November, I waited, and this is important. I was out of town. I couldn't file on November 3rd. I filed the next Friday morning on November the 11th. I went in and filed to run for Kenton County Jailer. Almost 3 weeks before my opponent did, I was the first one. Why? Because I wanted the most. I can make the most difference. I can make the most change.
You don't want to play any games. You made the decision.
Not
you filed.
playing.
Right.
I put a shirt and tie on, even took a picture. It's on my Facebook. The yellow shirt with a tie standing next to the flagpole at the courthouse in Covington. Mm-hmm. I went there on a mission. Mm-hmm. And my mission is accelerating. I'm not stopping and I won't back down. I need to protect, in a speech to the Optimist Club, I need to protect the workers by increasing the manpower so they can have 2-man dorms. They have 3 dorms currently that are unmanned. They're using cameras to man these dorms. One of the dorms houses the workers that leave the property, that go out and do the cleanup, that do the work on the inside and run around. The dorm and the people most likely to bring in and introduce contraband into the jail is unmanned. That is a huge liability risk. The second part, besides protecting the workers, is the citizens. Excuse me. And I explained in the speech, I'm here for the people to protect everybody. Uniform, shirt and tie on the inside, and everybody outside. Unfortunately, every family is going to have somebody they know, friend, family, second cousin, myself included, that had to be incarcerated. And you want the best care for them. You don't want unmanned dorms. You don't want half-staff agency. You don't want officers untrained. You need a leader with vision and passion that's ready to, like I said, jump up, get behind the desk and shut the Rolodex, hang the phone up, change your shirt, go step in the classroom, start teaching and be a part of stuff. Put a suit on, get people to train you. You need that to protect, because we're responsible for everybody that walks in that door. The mental health, all the emotional crisis. They've had women come in, a couple, that are seeking shelter from being human trafficked. I talk with a guy in Cincinnati that's a human trafficking investigator, because it's important. I want to have a person that's very close to him to help protect anybody that comes through that door, unfortunately, at the Kenton County Jail. That would be my job, protect everybody.
Well, good luck to you.
That's why I'm here.
Good luck to you.
Thank
good
you.
luck to you. All the best to you. My guest has been Officer Larson, who's running for the Kenton County Jailer on the Republican ticket, the May 17th primary. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. I hope you have a great day.